Siberian Husky Just Play, a Crossout video by Dangerously Incompetent. Thought it was about time to try out the Gravastars, having sold a few, made them back again, let's try them out. I thought, what should I put them on? Put them on a Photon because they heat parts up. They need to cool down quickly, more on that later. So I'll put some coolers in there rather than seals, and they're very short range, so let's put Chameleon in with them, and I'll make it a dog build with embrasures because at the time wedges were just about to get nerfed. Searched for that in the exhibition and I found this build. It's not mine, by Lightning S, and turns out it works quite well. And you can see, if you'd looked at the radar while I'd been chatting away, you'd see the whatever his name is had isolated himself from the herd, which is just what you want when you're playing a build like this. Very close range. I don't want him to see me as I'm closing and shoot me as I'm closing, so I chameleoned up. He just about worked out I was coming, but he didn't see where I was coming from, so he didn't manage to shoot me at all, and I was within range when I decloaked, and then bang bang bang, goodbye his guns, because you know it's a shotgun, it's a laser shotgun with lots of lights on it. And as you can see, quite effective. So I've degunned one and then he self-destructed. Then I found the bot, degunned him. Now who's this guy? It's like they're queuing up to die. Easy time. Oh, there goes his flamer. He's got some tanks in there. Can I get them? Or shall I just heat up and blow up his photon cabin? Easy peasy. Bang, 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 and they're gone. So as you can see, the build is really quite effective. Even though it's only got 2 Gravastars in there. That's 2 epic weapons. The rest of the energy is spent on coolers and other ancillary stuff. The Gravastar's perk is a bit funky. It's a shotgun and it shoots a burst and it overheats as you keep on firing. And once it's overheated, the weapon itself glows orange, and then when it cools down and you can shoot again, the first burst that it fires will heat up enemy parts. So to use the perk, you've got to actively overheat your weapon. You want to overheat it as often as possible to get as much as possible out of the perk. The downside is, while they're glowing orange, while the Gravastars are cooling down, ready for your heat the enemy parts shot, they're suffering extra damage when the enemy hit them because they're overheated. So you can be a bit vulnerable, and you can see me here trying to avoid my Gravastars getting shot. I mean, I've embrasured it to reduce the amount of places people can shoot them, but when I'm chasing after someone and they're pointing straight at me, I need to wiggle around to stop the Gravastars getting shot. I still got him, and oh no, he's got a friend. There's one volley in the front, and there's a second volley, and I think he got them while they were glowing orange, while they were cooling down, and that's it. My Gravastars are gone. I'm pretty much useless, apart from, you know, I'll try and self-destruct. Oh, drat, he's got away. So they're quite powerful if you get people in the right place, the Gravastars, but they're very, very vulnerable to getting blown off, because you heat your own parts. You make yourself vulnerable to other people's firing. It's a bit of a weakness. Now, the Siberian Husky build has got 1 seal and 2 coolers in it, and I tried it with 3 coolers, but then its volley, it only had 3 shots in its volley as opposed to 5 when it's got the seal. It cooled down a bit quicker, so you're vulnerable for a short period of time, but with the seal on and only 2 coolers, you got 5 bursts out of your volley, and I reckon that extra damage was worth the milliseconds more of vulnerability. This build is a classic dog embrasure build. It's got a mini wedge at the front, which you can just about see there, with the snow plows and the hatchets and the blade wings, and then it's got some bumpers and hatchets on the top. The mini wedge down the bottom is really rather good at lifting people up, but in this build I've my doubts about its durability, because it's got some of the triangular lunatic parts with this 90% shoot through, but there's like 6 or 8 durability, so it's just one explosion and all those hatchets will fall off. So I have my doubts about that, but it's really rather effective at lifting people up. So yeah, okay, his tracks, but look at that, lifted straight up, the top parts are pinning him, Now I can just push him over. He's now resting on his track and he's utterly vulnerable. Doesn't have a fuel barrel sitting on the bottom for me to shoot, but I'm shooting through the chassis and into his cabin and he's gone. Easy kill. And his mate ran off. And he's got guided missiles with a hurricane, and so I can make an easy kill there. Oh no, he's self-destructing. Let's run away. The other part, physical part of this build is the fuel barrels. It's got externalized fuel barrels. That's one way of trying to save yourself from being blown up when your fuel barrel gets targeted by someone with a scorpion or something. You shoot through and boom, you're vulnerable in the middle and all your vulnerables are knackered. All the important stuff. So he's externalized them, but they're not far enough away. When the fuel tank goes boom, it takes off that structure on the rear of the cabin. It takes off the Mars rover bumper, the yellow barred one, and it damages the rear wheels. They're not far enough away, and even as they are, because they're mass away from the centre of your wheels, they're making the handling a lot worse. Yeah, I got fair bit of oversteer, and they're not far enough away even then. And the other part is, because they're sticking out so much, when you get bumped by your allies or when your enemies trying to push you around, it's very easy for them to catch them and just push you around by these big levers sticking out your arse. So I don't like those I don't like those fuel barrels and the fuel tank on there at all. I'd take them off if I were you. In summary then, the Gravastars, they're quite good. They got a weakness, and so it's an interesting play. It's well worth a try. So if you want to find it, you can find it Siberian Husky in the exhibition by S_Lightning S. That's on the PC, of course. And I might try them in another bit. I might try them with the Nova, I think, and then see how hard or how easy it is to protect the glowing red vulnerable Gravastars with the Nova shield. That might be worth a go.